This is a Data East Tales of the Crypt machine that was brought to me by a client with a complaint that the left flipper was fluttering. That was his only complaint, and that's what he wanted me to repair. But on powering up the machine, I discovered there was a few issues. For instance, underneath the apron here in the ball trough, there's a lock coil, and what it does is it holds the balls in place and keeps them from going into the shooter. And this locking coil wasn't firing, wasn't registering at all, so that was an issue that had to be fixed in order to get the game to start. After I repaired the issue with the fluttering flipper, it turned out that the right flipper, the lower right and the upper right, weren't working at all, so they were dead. So I fixed that issue, and upon fixing that issue, a few minutes later, they in turn started fluttering themselves, but due to a different reason than what was causing the left flipper to flutter. Anyway, once those issues were addressed, it turned out that the left slingshot wasn't working, and then that issue had to be resolved. So there it started out as one issue, and it turned out to be 4 issues altogether. And the remedy for the ball trough lockout assembly coil was twofold, in that there was a transistor that was blown right here at Q10 that had to be, I'm sorry, this transistor right here, I believe it's Q10, maybe it's Q1, had to be replaced. That was bad. And the other issue with that was pin down here on this connector, which you can't see, I don't know if you can see, had a cold solder joint, so there's no connectivity going through the board here to the drivers. Anyway, that's a bad way of saying it, but it was a board issue there and here, and that's why the trough wasn't working. So all these header pins had to be reflowed, and that solved that issue, as well as all the header pins on this board were reflowed. As for the left flipper flutter, it was a diode that was bad, so the diode was replaced. On the right flipper assembly, the fuse was blown for both flippers, so that fuse was replaced, both flippers worked, and then we saw the reason that they weren't working. The fluttering was due to on the same board where the fuse was, the 2 fuse holders were bad. They were really bad. They were so weak they were barely holding the fuse in their clips. So the clips for those fuses had to be replaced, and that took care of that issue. The issue for the left slingshot was that the switch diode had come off the switch, so it's another diode issue. It wasn't soldered on really properly, you can see from the way it was on there. It was just a bad soldering job, so it just detached from the switch, and that resolved the slingshot. So now I'll just make a quick video of the game working for the client, so he sees that everything is working as it should be. And I think I'll be doing this from now on machines, just so that they know the machines are working before they leave my shop. So let me start up a quick game, and you'll see all the features. The flipper's working fine, the balls are kicking out from the trough, and the left slingshot is working too. Even though those issues aren't addressed by the customer, maybe he didn't know those were problems that he had. But aside of that, now everything is working. So let me power up the machine, start the game.
go there.
Anyway, you get the point. Everything is working fine, and that's Tales of the Crypt. One thing of note, which is really cool, is this wonderful start button, or ball launcher, I should say. It's in the shape of a door knocker, which is really cool. This is the most elegant ball shooter there is. Well, anyway, there's Tales from the Crypt, and the machine is working fine.